נתיבות שלום, פרשת חיי שרה, page קל"ד. Let's dedicate the shiur for the Ilui Nishmat Rivka Sarah Bat Hirsch.
Oh, yeah.
And להבדיל רפואת הנפשות הגוף, the wife of Rabbi Baruch Rosenblum, Bruria Bat, I think Rivka. Should have רפואה שלמה. Okay, so the topic is קניין מערת המכפלה לאחוזת קבר. Acquiring the מערת המכפלה, right, the cave, to be a אחוזת קבר. So a grave is a grave, but אחוזה is like a property. I don't know exactly how you translate the word אחוזה. For example,
I think you could say a holding. A holding.
A holding, yeah, but אחוזה is also when somebody have a mansion with few acres, you say, oh, this is an אחוזה. So it's not only like to holding, but yeah, that's the literal translation, but it's like, you know, it's
an estate.
In a state. Okay. Okay. So בפרשת קבורת שרה, in this parsha, in the מערת המכפלה, and acquiring it from Ephron, we find that the Holy Torah, right, שאותיותיה הספורות וכל תיבה בה קדושה, that we find that we know that each word and each letter in the Torah is precise, right? The Torah doesn't just give you anything that there's no meaning to it. So, but the Torah is ma'aricha, right? Lengthily, it's talking about what happened over there and how eventually it was acquired, and all the pratim, etc., and what they were saying, what Avram saying, what he replied, what they replied to him, right, to Bnei Chet, and so on. And we need to explain what is it coming to teach us. And in Pashtut, right, we can simplify it and said, שהרי זה המשך להד התורה בפרשיות האלו, המספרת על חסד של אברהם אבינו. So, okay, we can say that it's just a continuing to tell us about the chesed that Avraham Avinu was doing from the other parashiyot. And also including Parashat Kvurat Sarah, בכלל זה, it's also including burying her, right? Burying someone is a big chesed to teach us that the גודל החסד שלו שגמל לא רק עם החיים אלא אף עם מתים. So Avraham was doing chesed, right? Kind things, charity, not only with the living people, but also with the dead. Right? Because he put an effort, right, in the burial of Sarah. He didn't want to get a gift, right, for free, the place, because it doesn't look good. It's pchitut kavod. It's like it's not an honor. And he was insist to buy it with money. Right? כסף מלא עובר לסוחר. כדי לגמול עמה חסד של לימוד בשלמית, to do a complete חסד. And therefore the Torah was telling us, right, באריכות about that. And we can say more. ויש לומר עוד הנה כאשר מדייקים בלשון הכתוב, but when we're looking really precisely at the words, we can find differences between what Avraham is talking about to what the Bnei Chet are talking about. Avraham requesting the whole time, he is using the lashon, the language, תנו לי אחוזת קבר. ואילו בני חת משיבים לו בלשון קבר. He said, give me a place, right, to hold, or estate for a grave. And they say, a grave, right? במחר קברנו, in the best of our grave, you can bury your dead. A person will not spare his grave from you, right? These are the verses. Why? Why? Because for them, a burial, this is how they happy, that the concept that the grave is just a place to put the dead body until he will turn to ashes, dust, will, as you said, deteriorate. That's it. And gone. But for Avraham Avinu, when he's talking about an estate, an אחוזת קבר, he referred to the burial as a very holy thing. Right? And we can understand because Avraham Avinu was the Rosh Lechol HaMaaminim, was the first one that was a believer, right? The head, the leader. And his job was to להפיץ אמונה בעולם, right? To inform to the people there is a Shem in the world and the faith. And also the faith in the resurrection, the Tchiyat HaMetim. And that was his meaning when he was talking to the Bnei Chet. He wanted to inform them, right, or to teach them about the Asharat HaNefesh b'Tchiyat HaMetim, that we know that when we die, then it's not over. The life only begins, more or less, right? And the soul exists. And eventually we'll have the resurrection, the Tchiyat HaMetim. And therefore he talks about Achuzat Kever, that we have a special meaning, because our soul is infinite. And we need to put the body in a very holy place until the neshama, the soul, will come back in the resurrection. And therefore Abraham asked to buy the place with full money, because just a place to put the body to deteriorate and to go away with the ashes, with the dust, and nobody can see it anymore, right? You can get for free. But Achuzat Kever, a place that really the body will hold to for that burial, because we have Asharat HaNefesh, our soul is still remain, and we are in the future are going to resurrect. You have to buy with money. And deeper, we can say, it says in the holy books that a nachala in the possess of a goy have a tuma, and the goy machzik nachala beretz Israel, and if he has it in Eretz Israel, in the land of Israel, then it's not good. It's bringing a tuma to the Holy Land. And in order to revert, to bring back the Gedusha of the land to that nachala, to that property, we have to buy it with money. So if he's giving it for free, then the tuma is not going away. The tuma remain. And this is more or less, but in other way around, I don't think you ever had the opportunity to do here ma'asrot, but in Israel, you have to do meiser. So if you pick up fruit from a tree, I used to do that a lot, almost every day, because I had orange trees and other citrus or whatever fruits. You have to do meiser. You have to take a piece of whatever you picked up, you throw it away, because nobody can use it, because it's supposed to go to the Levim and the Kohanim, and you mechalel the Gedusha. For example, for Maaser Sheni, because Maaser Sheni actually, you have to go to Yerushalayim and to eat it, but we don't have the Bet HaMikdash anymore. So what do you do with that piece of fruit? So you mechalel, you're transferring the Gedusha from that fruit into a coin. And then later on, at the end of the, I think after the Shnat Shmita, you actually take the coin and you need to destroy it. So what you do usually, you take it, it's called lechalel et hagedusha. You mechalel et hagedusha from the coin on sugar, and you can wash the sugar down the drain. It's something that is very difficult maybe to understand, but the gedusha is something tangible. We don't feel it, but it is. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it. So here is the same thing with the goy have a land in Israel. You have to buy it with money to actually to do the other way around, to bring the gedusha back. Right? And you have to buy it by kesef male over lasocher. And this is what Avraham Avinu wanted to do. Because after all, Marat HaMachpelah, it's in the land of Israel, and it was belonged to Ephron, and he didn't want to bury Sarah in Eretz Tmeah. So he wanted to pay money in order for to chase away the Tuma. And then he could bury Sarah. And this is what it says, Achuzat Kever, as I mentioned, it's a property, as you say, Mordechai, it's an estate, right? It's a property, not only for the grave. We can say more. Why Abraham refused to receive it as a present, and he wanted to buy it in a full money? As it says in Mishlei, who is going to live? Somebody that hates gift. I don't want you to give me gift. שכל דבר שבקדושה צריך להיות בכסף מלא. ומתנה היא דבר שנוא. It's a despised thing to get something for as a present for free. והוא כדאית בחז"ל, it says מסכת יומא, שקיים אברהם אבינו את כל התורה כולה עד שלא נתלה. Right, so said, and this is like a big question. Our fathers, right, they kept the Torah. So the big question is, how did he know the Torah? There are so many things that actually were given to us in Mount Sinai, right? 1,000 years after. But it says, שקיים את התורה in a way that the concept of ועשית הישר והטוב בעיני השם, that you do the right thing in the eyes of Hashem. As הרב הקדוש המגיד הגדול ממזריץ' זכותו יגנו, and he says in מסכת שבת, there was somebody, right, a ger asked Hillel to teach him the entire Torah on one foot, on one leg, right? Like it's like, give me the executive summary. The entire Torah in executive summary. So he told him, Hillel told the ger, right, שאמר לו, מאי דשניא לך לחברך לא תעביד. What you hate, don't do it to your friend. And the Rav Magid Mimazrich explained, and you need to understand, in Hebrew, it's lechavrecha, to your friend. But the same letters, you can also say to connect something, to hook up something. Lechaber, milishon chibur, which means something that you hate or despise or preventing from you to connect to Hashem, don't do that. And that's the rule that Hillel gave for the entire Torah and for the whole mitzvot. As it says, "V'asita yashar v'atov ben Hashem." We have to do the right thing in eyes of Hashem. So you should do only what Hashem love, right? And this is v'lo ta'avid, and don't do that. What Hashem hates and doesn't like it. This is right? V'sanei litchavrutcha, to connect with Hashem. זה כלל כל המצוות, and that's the rule for the entire mitzvot. The mitzvot aseh and mitzvot lo taseh, the one that we are permissible and the one that are forbidden. And in that rule, in that klal, דשניא לך לחברך, don't do what you hate to your friend or to your connection with Hashem, all the midot are included as well, right? So although the midot are not mentioned in the Torah, like not to be angry, not to be jealous, right? They're not mentioned in the Torah. So even though they are not mentioned in the Torah, they are still included in that rule, V'asita yashar ve'atov b'nei Hashem, that you do the right thing in the eyes of Hashem. Because a good midot, this is what Hashem likes. And that brings us closer to Hashem. But the midot ra'ot, bad character, they're like the opposite. They're not good for our connection with Hashem. And then when you ask a question, okay, so how we can know what Hashem really like and what Hashem doesn't like? So he said the klal and the rule in that, nishmat adam telamdenu, our soul will teach us, because our soul is connected, right? It said chelek eloka mima'al. It's like part of Hashem in heaven, and that part of the soul is teaching us to feel what really Hashem loves and what's not. And really everybody for himself, many times before we want to do something and we're thinking of something, we have like the first thought that coming to our mind, oh, I shouldn't do that. And then we started with the calculation, pros and blah, 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 blah. The first thought that was the right one usually. But then we try to force it. וזהו עניין, קיים אברהם אבינו את כל התורה. And this is the answer, how is it possible that Abraham kept the entire Torah? Because he have this judgment, shikul hadat, that his soul will teach him what Hashem would like him to do and what not. But also it's included in soneh matanot tichyeh, that we should hate presents. Because getting presents, it says, inam min hatov v'hayashar. I don't think it's applied for birthday present, by the way. ולכן soneh matanot, right? Ahuvu. Hashem loved the people that don't like. I don't think it's like, as I said, the birthday present, but it's like thing that, for example, the achuzat kever. Yeah, you can bury your wife for free. No, I don't want for free. I want to pay for it. That's the main thing. And therefore, Abraham wanted to buy it with money, even though the Bnei Chet wanted to give him for free. And this is what the Torah, the Holy Torah, is coming to teach us in this parsha. That the root of Shel Kiyem Avraham Avinu et Kol HaTorah, the root of the how is possible that Avraham was keeping the Torah, is by doing the right thing in the eyes of Hashem. And that's also specifically, actually, the midot that bringing us to cleave to Hashem. And also it's in the same, it's a guardrail, all of these straight midot to buy with money, pay back debt, hate free things, right? והרי זה בכלל ועשית ישר והטוב בעיני השם, which is including all the מידות הטובות שמביאות יהודי לדבקות בהשם. And therefore, אברהם אבינו wanted to buy, he didn't want it as a gift, because also we know, and this is what he was trying to teach the Bnei Chet, that the grave is temporarily, so he needs a chuzah just to hold on until we'll have the resurrection of the dead. And Avraham Avinu was keeping the Torah because he was doing what was right in the eyes of Hashem. Good. And another thing that I learned, something very interesting, I actually learned it today with somebody, and he bring it from another thing, and then with the Rabbi Igal Cohen that was mentioning it. And Eliezer, right, when he was sent as a messenger by Avraham Avinu to find a shidduch, a wife to Yitzchak, then he went to Haran, and what did he ask? He davened to Hashem, he prayed to Hashem, and I will assume that he will daven to Hashem, make sure she will be pretty, make sure that she is smart, I don't know, you know, something like that. Make sure that she believe in Hashem. I don't want a pagan, right, an idol worshiper to Yitzchak. What did he ask from Hashem? Oh, if she will give me water and she will give water to my camels, oh, I know that she is the right woman. Really? Everybody can give water to you and give water to the camel, but no, that's the main principle, because this is asiyat chesed, to do chesed. The rest of the thing, faith, not to be stingy, not to be angry, etc., etc. Yeah, there are bad things, of course. However, if somebody have that midah of doing chesed, then the rest he can work on. The main thing is to do chesed. The main thing. Another thing that I learned today, he said that, how do you know really if somebody have a faith in Hashem, have a belief in Hashem? You don't know. It's inside. He can pretend, he can show off like this, but you really don't know. But chesed, you see, it's something external that you really see if he's doing it or not. So, and that's something that, you know, we have it. That's why we have 3 signs, right, in us. It says, Rachmanim, right, Baishanim, Vegomle Chasedim. We are merciful, we are shy, and we do kind things. So, Bezrat Hashem, we should always keep doing it, and the shiur should be for Ilui Nishmat, Rivka Sarah Bat Hirsch, and Refuat HaNefesh HaGuf Shel Ebuya, I think, Bat Rivka, the wife of Rabbi Baruch Rosenblum. Thank you for listening, and have a great Shabbos.
Amen, amen.